Alright, hi everybody, my name is Nick, and today I want to talk to you about Sean Spicer. And I really think the best way to talk about Sean Spicer's political career is to talk about how it started. So he actually began as a junior senator at his college. He was interested in politics from the get-go, and the local paper, in response to him running for the campaign, refused to correspond about him by anything except the moniker Sean Sphincter. So it's really just been a downward spiral for Sean Spicer. Melissa McCarthy was just long in a chain. We're like, yeah. So I really did want to talk about Sean Spicer today, but unfortunately, things have kind of gotten a little bit insane. So I'm going to actually take this talk in a little bit of a different direction, and we're going to unfortunately have to talk about this guy, and I will talk to you about why. So, some of you saw the news about the indictments this week, and I really enjoy legal stuff, and I did not want to read these. I saw them and was like, this is awful, I don't want to be any part of this. And I sort of realized that that was the wrong reaction, but a lot of people are having that. Because yes, I have opinions that personally make me want to read this stuff, but a lot of people see this and just try to avoid it as much as possible because it's so complicated. So what I want to do is, we're going to break it down a little, we're going to talk about it, so come with me on this adventure, I promise it'll be good. Fortunately, we have a shepherd upon this journey, our good friend Robert Mueller. He's the special prosecutor involved in this, he's the one who's running the whole show, getting all the plans set together, and so we're sort of going to see what is his plan for how this week went out and what is to come. So the whole plan is basically the fact that these two people have been hanging out way too much. Just like those friends that... never mind. Yeah, so the problem is there is collusion here, and collusion is really, really, really hard to prove. And the reason for that is because it requires circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence is I can't just have a physical piece of paper. A lot of the time, collusion comes from getting one of their friends to tell you about the collusion. So you need secondhand information. So basically, what Mueller is trying to do here is this. And it's going really poorly. Like, you can't just say, hey, do you want to indict yourself on several counts? That could probably send you to jail forever. So he has to be a little bit more tricky, and that's what he did with the two indictments this week. So the first indictment was with Paul Manafort. Now, this man is an idiot. He's also really greedy, which unfortunately means that he bought all this stuff with $18 million that magically appeared in offshore bank accounts. It's the most boring list ever. I was really hoping there'd be something funny, but there really isn't. It's just dull. So where did that come from? So you remember when Russia invaded Ukraine a few months ago, and we all just kind of forgot about that? So after they did that, Manafort was involved in setting up the pro-Russian government there and received $18 million for this. This is illegal. You cannot just be a foreign national and work on foreign national stuff, especially people we're not friends with, without telling anyone. Also, turns out if you buy a bunch of shit, you have to pay taxes on it, not just keep it in an offshore bank account. In fact, this is so illegal that he's currently facing millions of dollars in bail and about 20 years of prison. Now, the interesting part about the bail is all of the money that he tries to pay for bail has to be proven to be clean. All of his money is in offshore bank accounts. He has no clean money. So it really is useless. So what Mueller is trying to do here is he's trying to pressure Manafort into making a deal, into pulling him out of the clubhouse of old white guys and trying to get a little bit of information out of him. Now, specifically, what he's going to talk about is things that George Papadopoulos did. A person who, when I said this, my roommate responded with, "Yay, Milo's finally in jail." So George Papadopoulos pled guilty to specifically helping to create a channel between two entities. Which will be represented by these two random buildings. So these two entities corresponded with each other. He's admitted to this, and we're trying to figure out, well, what were they talking about? What was the actual correspondence about? Well, it's interesting because right after he set up this channel, we had a sudden change of policy decisions about, did the RNC, the Republican Convention, think that it was okay for Russia to invade the Ukraine? Before, set up correspondence, and then after, nope, it's fine. We're all good. We're all good about that, which is really weird. So he's basically been able to lock up this guy and get Manafort. So there's really not a lot of folks left for Trump. The idea is actually that Sessions might be the next person they're going after, and so he has a couple different options that he can go for. He can try to get more information about that channel, target Jeff Sessions or Jared Kushner, or he can actually find, there is an entire log of all the correspondence that happened in the White House, written down by one person, very, very specific. Our boy Sean Sphincter has got the whole thing recorded, so if we can just get his diary, then that's it. So, Above all else, stay informed, try to keep up on this. I know it's complicated and no one wants to think about it because everyone in this case is awful and stupid, but make the effort. This is Cal Poly Ignite. Have a great night, all y'all.